So for this lesson, we are solving for missing angle measures algebraically. We're given two expressions, and we have to determine if the two expressions are equal to one another or if they add up to 180. So let's look at these two angles that they're asking us to compare here. I'm looking and I see that these are same side interior. That means that they have to add up to 180 degrees. I also see that this is an obtuse angle and this is an acute angle. And remember, we said one obtuse plus one acute has to equal 180 degrees. So when I set this up, I'm going to say 7x plus this angle, which is 5x plus 12, has to equal 180 degrees. And then you can either solve it by hand or you can use your calculator and you can do menu 3-1. Menu 3-1, and I'm going to type in what I've written here. 7x plus 5x plus 12 has to equal 180 degrees. And then you do comma x, and it'll tell you that x equals 14. Okay, if you were to do this by hand, this would be 12x plus 12 minus 12. 12x would equal, what is that, 168? And 168 divided by 12 should be 14. Yes. Okay? So you're either setting your two expressions equal to one another or you're adding them up to 180. When I look at these two angles, I notice that they are vertical angles, and vertical angles are congruent. I also see that they're both acute, right? So I'm going to set these up. 4x minus 41 has to equal 2x plus 9. If I were to do this by hand, I would do minus 2x on both sides. This would be 2x minus 41 equals 9. Then I add 49 to both sides, and I get 2x equals 49 plus 9 is 58 divided by 2. And that would be, what, 26, I think? I'm going to check myself with menu 3-1. Menu 3-1, and I get 4x minus 41 has to equal 2x plus 9. And I'll do comma x. And, whoops, I got 25. What did I do wrong? Oh, 41. Whoops. This should be a 41, which would make this a 50, and make this a 25. This is 41. This is 50, and 50 divided by 2 is 25. So if you do it by hand, it's still a good idea to use your calculator to check. Alright, when I look at these two angles, this one is obtuse and this one is acute. These two have to add up to 180 degrees. I also notice that they're on the same side of the transversal. And same side means that they have to add up to 180. This is same side exterior. So that means that, is that 39 plus x plus this angle, x plus 11, has to equal 180 degrees. So this is 39 plus 2x plus 11. And this is 39 and 11 is, what is that, 49, 50? Plus 2x equals 180. Subtract 50. And you get 2x equals 130 divided by 2. x would equal, what, 65? Double check myself, because you know I made a mistake last time. Menu 3, 1. And I get 39 plus x plus x plus 11 has to equal 180 degrees, comma x, 65. In the interest of time, I'm going to be in-solving the rest of these. I see two acute angles. They're going to be equal to each other. They're also corresponding. They're in the same location. So x plus 5 has to equal 75. Does that say minus x? My eyes are so bad. Minus x. So if I menu 3-1 this, menu 3-1, type it in, x plus 5 has to equal 75 minus x, and then do comma x, 35. X equals 35. Alright, these two angles, I've got one obtuse and one acute. That means that they have to add up to 180 degrees. So 8x plus 1 plus 4x plus 11 has to equal 180. I'll do every other one by hand. This is 12x plus 12 minus 12 on both sides. So 12x has to equal 168 divided by 12. I think we've already done that up here. 14. Let's double check. Menu 3-1. We've got 8x plus 1 plus 4x plus 11 has to equal 180 degrees. And then I'm going to do comma x. Yes, x equals 14. Alright, number 6, I see two obtuse angles. Since they're both obtuse, that means that they're going to be equal. I also know that they're alternate exterior angles, which are also congruent. So 3x plus 25 has to equal 4x minus 5. If I menu 3-1 that, I get 3x plus 25 has to equal 4x minus 5, and do comma x, and x equals 30. Okay, these two angles, I've got two obtuse, so I know that they're equal. They're also alternate interior angles, which are always congruent. So that means that 2x plus 6 has to equal x plus 55. Subtract x from both sides. Leaves me with x plus 6 equals 55. Subtract 6. X equals 55 minus 6 is 49. Let's see. Menu 3-1. I get 2x plus 6 has to equal x plus 55, comma x, 49. So really this is just a matter of making a determination if they're going to be set equal to each other, or if you're going to set them added up and then equal to 180. Alright, I see these two angles. They are both obtuse. They are also alternate exterior angles. So that means that they are congruent. So when I set this up, it's 3x minus 100 has to equal 2x minus 20. Subtract 2x from both sides. Get negative 100 equals, x minus 100 equals negative 20. Add 100, and you get x equals 80. Okay. The next side says find the value of x, then give the angle measure. Alright, so Here we've got an acute angle and an obtuse angle. That means that they add up to 180. So this is 10x equals 180, divide by 10, and x would equal 18. All right, angle HFC, that is HFC, that is 6x, okay, 6x. So I'm going to do 6 times 18 because x equals 18. So 6 times 18 equals 108 degrees. Okay, DBG is right here at 4x. So that's 4 times 18, which equals 72. And then I know that they should equal 180 degrees, so I can check myself real quick and just make sure that 108 plus 72 does indeed equal 180 degrees. Alright, this next one, I've got this angle and this angle. Those are both obtuse angles. They are also alternate exterior angles, which are always congruent. So my equation would be 6x has to equal 3x plus 72. If I solve that, menu 3-1, 6x has to equal 3x plus 72, comma x. That means x equals 24. Now my angle measures, angle ABC is right, ABC is this big angle right here. It's 3x plus 72. So that means I'm going to do 3 times 24 plus 72. So 3 times 24 plus 72 equals 144 degrees for that angle. Do you see the difference between finding the value for x and then plugging that value of x into the expression that is equivalent to the angle? Angle GFH, GFH is right here at 6x. So we're going to do 6 times 24. 6 times 24, that also equals 144 degrees. And I know that they were supposed to be congruent, so if I knew that this one was 144 degrees, I could have said that this one was 144 degrees without doing this. But this is just a good check to make sure that you did it correctly. And then the last one, we've got this angle and this angle. I see an obtuse and I see an acute. These are going to add up to 180 degrees. So that's 36x equals 180 divided by 36. 180 divided by 36 is 5. So x equals 5. Right, angle ABD is right here, 20x. So 20 times 5 is 100. And angle AFE is right here, AFE, 16x. You can do this one of two ways. You can do 16 times 5 is 80 degrees. Or you could have said, I know that these two have to add up to 180 degrees, so if this is 100 degrees, this one has to be 80 degrees. And that's basically it. You're just determining whether or not the angles are congruent, which means equal, or if they are different, you need to add them together to equal 180. So you either set the two expressions equal to each other, or you add them together to equal 180, and then you can solve by hand or use your calculator to end solve. And that's it.